Hey everyone, it's Screwloose again with another side-by-side for SnowRunner, and today we're going to look at the International Navistar 5000-MV, just rolls off the tongue, right? And we're going to put that up against the Freightliner M916A1. Alright guys, here we are. Let's look at the Navistar first. This is using the first engine option of only two. The upgrade is more powerful but consumes so much more fuel, I just don't feel like it's worth using. We're using a balanced gearbox here for the same reason. The off-road one just uses too much fuel. Full-time all-wheel drive only here, no option for a lockable differential. We are using race suspension and rolling on 49-inch off-road tires. The Navistar is classified as a heavy truck, but unlike its brethren, it can only use medium winch options, which isn't really a problem, but it doesn't make it a very good rescue vehicle for other heavies. It's still great for mediums and scouts. And I know from my playthrough that it can actually handle a lot with relatively little, as I was actually able to rescue the Western Star, the 4964, still my favorite truck. I was able to rescue that with the Navistar on highway tires. I didn't have any ATs or anything like that at the time. So it's stable for its size, it's quite powerful, and despite being so top heavy, it can handle quite a lot. It does unfortunately have like the turning radius of a riverboat or something similar. It's crazy. Makes a big circle. And here's the Freightliner, guys, running the second engine option. The third is available, but uses way too much fuel for its relatively small fuel tank. The gearbox here is a special off-road version, giving the full range of low gears and comes as a stock option. Full-time differential lock here with an engageable all-wheel drive. Running on raised suspension and rolling on 47-inch off-road tires. Freightliner has quite a lot of power and off-road capability, but it can be hampered by its small fuel capacity of a mere 200 liters, and at 4.7 liters per gallon, that's only 42.5 gallons, which seems like a lot compared to your real life. You know, your pickup truck might have 15 to 18 gallons in it, but no, this thing uses something around 18 liters a minute under load, which is not a real life number, but it matters here. And it's pretty limited, ultimately, in terms of distance. It takes a while to learn the quirks of this vehicle, but once you do, it's pretty cool to use. And the Freightliner's advantage, of course, is it's just raw power. Seemingly lower gear ratio, probably because of that special transmission. This and the Navistar are actually tractors, and not trucks specifically. They're the only two in the game, and that's why I'm comparing them. They can only pull trailers and only mount high and low gooseneck saddles or the small loading crane. The route will start here near Dan's house and cross the river, heading up the hill to the fuel station. Both vehicles will pull one of what I assume are Dan's two extra rig drills. This is a tough climb, it's really uneven, it's muddy, and we're going to do the water crossing first, of course. But it's going to stress both of these vehicles to the limit. Alright guys, here we go. I'll get back to you soon. Alright guys, there we have it. You may have heard me refer to the Navistar in a previous video as being overpowered, and I maintain that now. The Navistar is kind of OP. The rig drill is really heavy, and this pulled it through the mud and over water, uphill, over some tricky terrain, with relatively little problem, if a bit slowly. At times it felt like a little bit of a struggle, but I never felt like it was going to turn over, despite the Navistar being so top-heavy, nor did I ever feel like the trailer was controlling the pull versus the tractor. And really, I think that's largely to do with the size and wheelbase of this vehicle. Are there better trucks for this job? Yeah, I think there probably are. But if you don't have access to something like the Taiga or the Vorons or something similarly powerful, the Navistar is really awesome for this. The Freightliner, on the other side of the scale, has a shorter wheelbase, allowing it to turn sharper, which is helpful, but it has a tendency to dig in and swing around, but it is more powerful. However, the short wheelbase and the lighter overall weight means that it's really influenced by the weight of the load being pulled. Here, so much so that I had to reverse and retry turns because the trailer just kept pushing me straight. I even had to use a winch as a tagline a couple of times to stabilize and pull myself the way I needed to go. It really is a fun truck to drive, and it makes you think tactfully, but it's got a little bit of a high learning curve. Something else I find worth noting is both of these trucks used about 130 liters of fuel getting here. Both vehicles, I should say. And with the Freightliner only having 200 liters of fuel, that's pushing limits. Okay guys, I've been squirrely from twinstiqLP. Thanks again for watching. There's going to be more of these to come. Have a great one.